I want to take a question from the Discord. Slayer Panda in our Discord asks, do you guys ever fudge rolls in your tabletop games?
I am ethically against fudging rolls. And yes, I absolutely fudge rolls.
Thank you. Yes.
I would say I have never and would never fudge a roll as a GM. But if you do, I mean, it's a valid tool. Just don't ever admit to it. I mean, take that to your grave. Take it to your grave. But I myself have never and would never fudge a die
I thought you were about to
GM.
say that you'd never done it as a GM, but totally you fudged rolls as a player.
Right. I would never do that as a GM.
Or as a player. I would never and have never fudged dice rolls. I'm just saying, if you ever do, just don't ever tell anybody.
I've never done it as a player. I've never done it as a player.
Yeah, one of the big important GM skills is being able to hide things and keep them to yourself and just be okay with that, not revealing things.
So here's a hot take that I heard from Robert Bold this week.
I was just thinking about that.
Or was it last week?
Oh, okay.
Where it was like, he was talking about, he's reading the D&D 5e rules, and he's sort of like tweeting it as he goes. And one of the things was he got to the part where it talks about having a screen and doing things behind the screen or whatever. And there was like one sentence which said, here's why you wouldn't want to, withhold it. It builds trust. And then it goes on to list like 4 reasons why you absolutely should hide behind a screen, because it lets you fudge all these dice. And his hot take was, maybe instead build a system that doesn't screw people so badly that it makes you have to fudge things, right? Like if you have to fudge things behind a screen in order to make some of the players live, maybe your system sucks.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was his hot take.
Yeah, I know. I've followed Robert Bull for a while on Twitter, and I know that he's very much against rolling in secret, right?
Yeah. That was I think where he was going with that. Like if you have to roll in secret because otherwise you'll kill the entire party and end the game, maybe don't do that. Like maybe make your game different.
I like rule systems like Kids on Bikes that explicitly state like a failure that explicitly state and explain the concept of failing forward, and that every failure on a dice roll is an opportunity to advance the story forward in an interesting way. So,
yeah.
Having said that, though, in my GMing youth, I have definitely fudged rolls as a GM, but always in favor of the story. So I don't know if that's...
You know what I just thought of right now? Like how about like in session 0, you sign a waiver, right? Like, are you okay with your character dying because of a dice roll?
Yeah.
And if the answer is yes, then you just let it happen. But if the answer is no, then when you roll a 1 or, when the bad guy rolls a 20, you just get knocked out instead. Right? I mean, like, that's, I don't know, it's not that hard.
It's really one of the things I love about Shadowrun is the player is always in control of whether or not their character dies.
Yeah. Via edge, you mean?
Yeah, you could always burn an edge to not die. And if there's a cost, you don't want it to happen, and you're not going to be in a good way afterwards. But that was one thing that I was resistant to when I was first reading 5th edition, because I'm like, oh, no, that doesn't seem right. But like, it's grown on me so much. I love it. And I want that option. Like each person should more or less have that power to decide when their character leaves the stage.
Yeah, that's I did always like that about Shadowrun as well. I think, but I like Opti. I really like your idea about like everyone just agreeing, like, because sometimes people just don't want their character to die, and it should be fun for everyone. So.
Yeah, lethality is definitely one of those things that you really want to make sure you cover in session 0. Just to get an idea. I mean, it's something I often ask of players if we're approaching a system that we haven't played before. Is how much, or do you want that surprise? I mean, some people really enjoy gaming with the thrill that their character can die and it's out of their hands, and that's totally valid too if that's what you're into. But I like the option of choice being there.
Yeah.